Last lesson for Unit 4 of Pre-Algebra. We're going to talk about writing equations. Basically, we're going to talk about translating English into math, and then we'll just solve equations like we've been doing for the last few lessons. That's kind of the easy part. The hardest part of this is actually doing that translation, but it's not going to be so bad. Oh, no, we've got inception. Sure. There we go. Now we've got what we're wanting. Is that in the right place? Yes, it's fine. All right. We're going to jump in with some examples. We're going to learn some different words that mean some different things. All right. So Zach has 6 shirts. This is 4 less than twice the number of shirts in that Xavier has. Okay, so we've got a few pieces of this puzzle that are kind of important, right? So he has 6 shirts total, right? And then it's 4 less than twice the number, right? So here's the first bit that's important here. Less, you probably could figure out means subtraction. Now, the word that I want you to take a minute and look at is the word than. When you see the word than, what I want you to think is put it at the end. Put at end. Okay, so let's see what I'm talking about. So we also have shirts in. So all this is telling us, all this guy right here is telling us that the variable that they want us to use for this problem, this equation, is in, right? Twice the number in, right? So twice would be multiplication, right? So we've got 2n, excuse me, 2n minus 4. So see, that's what I'm talking about by put it at the end. So we're doing less than, so 4 less than, so we're doing minus, but we're putting it at the end because of the word than in there, right? And he has, and then there's 6 shirts, right? That makes sense. Not such a big deal, right? So now we can solve this. That's easy to do, right? We're going to add 4 on both sides. Plus 4, those cancel, leaving us with 2n equals 10. And then we divide by 2, no big deal, right? N equals 5. So remember that when we're doing a word problem, we want to make sure and put the units. And so the units here would be shirts. So 5 shirts. That's important when we're doing a word problem, right? Well, that wasn't so bad. Let's do another one. See what we've got there. Okay, so 8 more than the quotient of a number y and -3. So quotient, what does quotient mean? Well, that's division, right? Quotient of a number y and 3. So the quotient of y and -3. So y divided by -3, right? Is another word that is translatable. Is, if something is something else, then they are equals. So is, we translate to equals, right? So is -24, so equals -24. So how do we get rid of this division? What's the opposite of division? It is multiplication. So we're going to multiply -3 on both sides. That cancels, leaving us with, if we do it on that side, we got to do it on this side too, right? It's -3. We just have y left over here. Equals -24 times -3 is positive. So that'd be 60 plus 12, 72, right? Now this one even though it's a word problem, there's no units listed here, which is unusual on a word problem, but that's how it works out on this problem. So on this problem, the answer is 72, and there are no units, right? We just end up with an answer. Let's do another one. We're going to do 4 total examples. So that was example 2. This is going to be example 3. Jeremy. Jeremy has 13 baseball cards. Okay? Which is 7 more than 3 times the number M. So we've got 13 baseball cards equals 7 more than 3 times the number M. So 3M plus, more would be plus instead of minus, 7. That's easy peasy. We could put 3M plus 7 equals 13 or 13 equals 3M plus 7. Both would be correct in this particular circumstance. So to get rid of the 7, we would subtract 7 from both sides. So minus 7 and minus 7. Those 7s cancel. 13 minus 7 would be 6. So 6 equals 3M. We're going to divide that 3 off. So we end up with M equals 2. So what? Let's see. What is 2? The baseball card was 7 more than 3 times the number Michael has. So 2 cards. Lapo. Michael's got 2 cards. Let's do one final example. Juan's father was 29 years old when Juan was born. This year, the sum of their ages is 53. We need to find their ages. This particular problem is easily the trickiest of the ones we've done. The rest of the ones we've done have been pretty much straight translation. This means that, translate words, write math, solve math, right? This one is just a little bit trickier. So, excuse me. Juan's father was 29 years old. So if we take 29, I don't know why I'm doing that again. If we take 29 and add it to Juan's age, we'd get their father's age, right? If Juan's age is just J. Now, what this says is the sum. Now, what does sum mean? Sum means adding it up. So this is the father's age, and the Juan's age is just 1. So if we take Juan's age plus his father's age, which would be 29 plus 1, then that equals 53. So there's our equation. That one's a little bit trickier, but there it is. Now, we've got that cleanup phase, right? We've got to clean up these J's. J plus J is 2J. So we've got 2J plus 29 equals 53. So we've got to subtract 29 from both sides. Minus 29. And it's getting late, and I don't want to make crazy mistakes. I'm going to scratch paper that. I suggest y'all get used to doing scratch paper. Don't try to do stuff in your head. It'll lead to mistakes. I'm going to borrow from the 5, put a 4. 13 minus 9 is 4. 4 minus 2 is 2. So it looks like 24 to me. So bring down the 2J. We didn't touch it. 2J equals 24. And then we're going to divide by 2. Divide by 2 on this side. And 1 is, in fact, 12 years old. And Juan's father would be 29 years older than that. So 12 plus 29 would be 41. 41 years old. There it is. That's that unit. Unit 4 in the books. Thanks for being here. If you're one of my students, I'll see you in class. Don't forget to do all your homeworks and all your things. Come ready with questions. If you're not one of my students, thanks for joining us in this pre-algebra course. All of the lectures for this course are available for free here on YouTube. A good way to help us out with that is simply by pushing that subscribe and the like button on here on the YouTube and all the things. If you want to see what else we're doing, you can check it out at emberlearninglabs.com. Thank you guys, and have a grand and glorious day. Bye-bye.